Hey gang, so as you can see by the seriousness, time, and care that I put into creating my character here, that we're in the PTU. And since I'm here, you can probably guess why I'm here. So we're going to be talking about this, and this. Let's get this. So let's start with this. This is the Golem, which I did see some people were thinking this is referring to the Tolkien critter, Andy Serkis' character. This right here is one thing I want to talk about. So let's roll that back a little bit. So this is the size of the prospector. This is the size of the Golem. Now the Golem is a creature made out of clay in Jewish mythology, not the tiny,
oh, master, this is precious.
That thing, not that thing. But you look at the size of this thing, it is smaller than an Aurora. An Aurora can fit inside a Carrack. So that makes this thing really useful. It can fit in a lot of different ships, and I would not be shocked, and this is pure speculation, if there is a Drake refinery ship on the way, maybe made on the Ironside or the Ironclad platform. Wouldn't shock me. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a quick look at this thing. Again, it's super small, looks like it's kit bashed from a bunch of things, which is right in line with how Drake does things. Assuming that's a size 1 mining laser, they were saying that it's bespoke, so you can't switch it out. And it is less effective than the mining lasers that are found on the Prospector. So this thing is small and cheap, and that's kind of its whole deal. Now, as far as guessing at a cost, I'm guessing we're going to have this thing going on sale by the time this video rolls out. But 125 maybe. It's not going to be more expensive than the Prospector, but just given how they've been pricing things lately, I'd say 100 to 125. Hopefully I'm wrong and it's in the $75 range, but I'm not holding my breath. Let's go on to the next thing. Okay, so here we go. This is the Argo Geo, and weirdly, I was not expecting the minor version up first, because we've known about the salvaging version for a while. It's been showing up in various like concept art for years. And so the thought there was that they're going to roll out the salvaging one, but they're rolling out a mining event for this next patch for 4.1. So they're rolling out a 4.1 Atlas variant here. Now, what's interesting about this one, there's two things that are very interesting about it. I was expecting the Atlas chassis to be modular. So you could get the backpack, you could switch out the arm modules and get various things. I just realized that Torsten is wearing a Tool sweatshirt, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, I was thinking it was going to be modular. It's looking like they're making each one a variant, which kind of sucks because it kind of cuts down the utility of the thing. It would be nice to be able to be like, well, I'm going mining today, so I'm going to take off the tractor beam and put on a mining laser. I'm going to go salvaging today. I'm going to put on the salvaging thing. And that way you don't have 3 different ships. Of course, it's harder to make money for CIG that way. So it's probably why they're going with variants. But it would be nice if one day this thing were actually modular rather than variants. But anyway, obviously the jump pack on there, I'm going to get to that in a second when I talk about the next thing. But the jump pack makes this thing hugely useful, more than just mining. It's now got utility beyond just a miner. You'll be able to quickly get across surfaces and stuff like that. Probably has a low signature, so that's always a good thing too. Yeah, gonna be an interesting mech. So more so than the cargo mover, this one just sort of seems to have a lot of implications for what the Titan suit will eventually be. And now that I've brought up that little elephant in the room, let's get into the next one. Cost. Wait, let's talk about cost on this. So the Atlas, if I remember right, was like 55 or 60 or something like that. I could see this thing being like 75, something like that. Would not be shocked. I wouldn't expect it to be much more than that because that's more than a Titan, like an Avenger Titan. I mean, in a perfect world, this thing wouldn't be more than 50. But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully it's like 35 to 40, but man, I hope I'm wrong. Let's say 35 to 40. I'll be optimistic. Okay, so here we are at the last thing. So of course, I hope that's not on a loop the entire time. But obviously I was going to talk about this and kind of its implications. This is, of course, the Atlas chassis, and this is, in theory, a Titan suit. The current running theory, at least with the info runners, X and Al, I tend to agree with them. They say that this is probably a triggerfish. I actually think this might be a serious thing. I think I think it's both a triggerfish and an actual vehicle in the game. I do not think it's the Titan suit. So the reason why I don't is because of the whole Geo thing. It's got a jump pack back here. This thing doesn't. So it's going to be moving as slow as the regular Atlas. And the Titan suit's supposed to be kind of mobile. Maybe not like bike fast, but it's supposed to be relatively spry. If it's moving around the battlefield at slow Atlas walking speeds, it's not going to be very useful. So it's got to be a little bit faster, a little bit mobile. At the very least, it should probably come with the jump back. So I'm thinking what this is like one of Wicklow's knockoff civilian models. So it's an improvement on the Atlas. It's not the actual Titan suit. That is my theory. And then you've got to give them a bunch of stuff to get this. The actual Titan suit itself, we probably won't get until Squadron 42. That's my running theory on this thing. Or if they do drop it, it'll be the cheap kind of civilian version. It won't be the actual military version Titan suit. I highly doubt this is the Titan suit, although it is very similar to what they described for the Titan suit in the earlier days, but it is supposed to be enclosed. And obviously this isn't enclosed. Arguably more exciting for me than a knockoff Titan suit is this thing. That's pretty badass looking. What do we got? No problem. Yeah, we'll get that rolling. That might be my suit for 4.1.